I pushed my suitcase down the quiet hallway, feeling lighter than I had all week. I can't wait to see her, I whispered to myself. I pictured Lena smiling the way she used to when I walked through the door. I checked my phone and whispered, she has no idea I'm coming early. I wanted to surprise her, cook dinner, maybe fall asleep with her in my arms after the long trip. When I reached the apartment door, I stopped. I heard voices inside, her voice and a man's voice. I frowned. Who the hell is that? I muttered. I leaned closer, holding my breath. The man laughed, low and smug. My stomach twisted. I knew that laugh. Eric, I whispered. Her manager. Someone she said was strict but supportive. Then I heard her say, Mahan is too safe, too soft. He'll never chase anything bigger. My chest tightened. I pressed my hand against the door frame as she went on. He means well, but he's just not enough. Eric chuckled. That's why you chose me tonight. My heartbeat pounded in my ears. No way, I whispered. I tried to step back, but my legs shook. I felt like the floor tilted under me. I could hear them moving, laughing softly. Every sound stabbed deeper. I swallowed hard, whispering, Lena, how could you? I turned the knob slowly and pushed the door open. The apartment was dim, warm, and ugly now. Lena froze mid-laugh, her hair messy, her eyes widening like she'd seen a ghost. Eric stood behind her, silent for once. She stuttered, Mahan, what are you doing here? I kept my voice steady. I came home early. She opened her mouth, but I raised my hand. Just don't say anything right now. She stepped forward. It's not what you think. We were just talking. I said, about how I'm too safe, too soft, not enough. She went pale. You heard that. Every word. Eric cleared his throat. Look, man. I cut him off. Don't call me that. Lena reached for me. Please let me explain. Explain what? I asked quietly. Explain why the woman I trusted most is here with the man she told me not to worry about? Tears filled her eyes. I made a mistake. I shook my head. A mistake is dropping a glass. This was a choice. Eric stepped forward, trying to sound confident. Maybe you two should talk alone. I snapped, shut up. He froze. I looked at Lena again. I spent years loving you. I worked my ass off at my job. I tried to support you. And you repaid me with this? She whispered, I'm sorry. The apology hit me harder than the betrayal. Weak. Empty. Too late. I lifted my suitcase slowly. My hands were shaking so bad I almost dropped it. I'm leaving. She panicked. Wait, where are you going? We can fix this. I backed toward the door. No. You already broke it. And you didn't even think twice. She reached for my arm, but I stepped away. Don't touch me. Her voice cracked. Mahan, please. I can't stay here, I said. Not with those words still ringing in my head. Eric stayed silent, looking anywhere but at me. I opened the door. Lena cried out, please don't go. I looked back one last time. You made your choice tonight. Now I'm making mine. Then I stepped into the hallway and closed the door behind me. My chest felt hollow, my throat tight, but I kept walking. I whispered, it's over. And for the first time, I felt the world I knew crumble beneath my feet. I walked toward the elevator, each step heavier than the last. My phone buzzed, but I couldn't bring myself to look. Her voice kept replaying, her laugh, her insults, the way she threw away everything we built. I leaned against the elevator wall and whispered, was I really that blind? The doors closed, and I felt something inside me crack. Not anger, not rage, just a cold emptiness. I knew nothing would be the same after tonight, no matter how hard I tried to pretend. I felt truly alone. When I walked into the office the next morning, Gene looked at me and said, Bro, you look like you got hit by a truck. What happened? I forced a laugh. Just tired. He narrowed his eyes. Don't lie. Your face is screaming pain. I said I'm fine, I muttered, heading to my desk. My hands trembled as I turned on my computer. Her voice echoed in my head. Too safe, too soft, not enough. I clenched my jaw, trying to focus on the screen. Sarah came over with a gentle smile. Mahan, did something happen at home? I'm okay, I replied quickly. She frowned. You don't sound okay. You look like you didn't sleep. I didn't need sleep, I said, rubbing my eyes. Just too much work. Work doesn't make people look that broken, she whispered. Please, Sarah. Not today. She nodded quietly and walked away. A few minutes later, Mr. Liu stopped beside my desk. Mahan, he said calmly, Come to my office for a moment. I sighed. Is something wrong with my report? No. I want to talk. I followed him inside. He closed the door and said, Sit. I don't want to waste your time, I said. You're not, he replied. Tell me what happened. Nothing happened. He raised a brow. Your eyes look hollow. Your voice is flat. And you nearly walked into a glass wall on your way in. Something happened. I stared at the floor. My throat tightened. I don't want to talk about it. He nodded slowly. Then at least listen. Whatever broke, you must be heavy. But you still showed up for work. That means you want to keep moving. I swallowed hard. Maybe I'm just running. Running is still moving, he said. I left his office without saying another word. Back at my desk, my phone buzzed nonstop. Lena's name flashed on the screen again and again. Call 1. Call 2. Call 3. I muted it, but the buzzing felt louder somehow. Then came the texts. Please talk to me. I made a mistake. I need you. Please, Ma Honorable. My chest twisted. I whispered, You didn't need me last night. Jean leaned over. Who keeps blowing up your phone? No one important. He stared at me. Is it Lena? I didn't answer. Jean sighed. I told you she was sketchy. Don't, I snapped. Not right now. Fine. But you're scaring me. You're shaking. I said I'm fine. You look like you're about to break. Everyone breaks eventually, I muttered. He backed off, but I could feel his eyes watching me. The rest of the day dragged. Every keyboard click sounded like Lena's laugh. Every voice sounded like Eric. Every quiet moment let the memories hit harder. Her whisper, He's not ambitious enough. Her laugh, Eric, you're so different from him. Her voice cracking, I'm sorry. I clenched my fists so tightly my nails dug into my palms. I kept hearing myself say, A mistake is dropping a glass. This was a choice. I couldn't shake it. When the clock finally hit 6, I walked out without saying goodbye. At home, the silence wrapped around me like a cage. My chest felt tight. I opened a bottle of cheap whiskey and stared at it. I whispered, Is this what I've become? Then I took a long drink. And another. And another. The burning in my throat felt better than the burning in my heart. My phone buzzed on the table. Lena again. Please, I can explain. Please don't give up on us. I love you. I laughed bitterly. Love? You don't cheat on someone you love. My voice cracked. You don't pick someone else because he looks shinier. I took another drink. I was such an idiot. I leaned back on the couch, feeling the alcohol warm my chest. So what now? I whispered. Do I drown? Do I break? Do I disappear? Tears blurred my vision. Or do I change? The room spun slightly. I pressed my palms to my face and whispered, I don't know who I am anymore, but I can't stay this version. Somewhere between the anger and the pain, a small ember of resolve flickered inside me. This is it, I said. This is my breaking point. And I let the night swallow the last of the old me. The morning I looked in the mirror and barely recognized myself, I whispered, I can't stay like this. My eyes were dull, my face tired, and my heart empty. I'm not going to be the weak guy she mocked. Saying it out loud felt like snapping a chain I'd been dragging for days. At work, Jean saw me walking faster than usual. Whoa, you alive today? He joked. I'm done drowning, I said. I need to move. He raised a brow. Move how? Work. Projects. Whatever keeps me moving forward. Jean grinned. That sounds more like you. I went straight to Mr. Liu's office. Can I talk to you? He nodded. Close the door. What do you need, Mahan? I need responsibility, I said. Real responsibility. Give me something hard. Something big. I won't break. He studied me quietly. You sure? Yes. After a moment, he said, Then I have something. We're planning a major team upgrade. New system, new structure, new workflow. It's risky. I'll take it. You'll lead it, he said. But you'll need help. I'll introduce you to 2 people. When we walked out, he motioned toward a woman with sharp eyes and a calm posture. This is Yara. She's one of our best analysts. She nodded slightly. I've heard about you. You have? I asked. Yes. People say you work like a machine when you're motivated. I smirked. Then you'll see the upgraded version. Mr. Liu pointed to a younger guy across the room, practically bouncing in his chair. That's Tim. New here. Big dreams. Tim hurried over the moment he saw us. Sir, Mr. Liu told me I might get to work with you. Just call me Mahan, I said. He beamed. Okay, I'll work hard, I promise. Their energy, one calm, one bright, pulled me forward. All right, I said. Let's get started. We sat in a small conference room, papers and laptops spread out. I opened the meeting with a breath. Here's the plan. We rebuild the workflow step by step. No shortcuts. No fear. Yara tilted her head. What changed in you? I shrugged. I got tired of being a version of myself I hated. Tim asked, did something happen? A lot, I said. But I'm using it. We spent hours discussing strategies. Yara spoke with sharp precision. Tim asked questions nonstop. At one point, he said, "You're really calm when things get complicated." That's cool. I chuckled. I wasn't calm a week ago. What changed? He asked. I paused. Someone told me I wasn't enough. Yara looked at me. And you believed them? No, I said. Not anymore. The day flowed faster than anything had since the breakup. I barely thought about Lena until lunch when Sarah whispered, "Hey, I heard something." What? People said they saw Lena and Eric together last night. My jaw tightened. Openly. Yes. I looked away, letting the words hit, letting them burn, letting them settle. Good for them, I muttered. You okay? She asked softly. I will be. Back in the conference room, Tim noticed my silence. You all right? Yeah, I said. Actually better than all right. I took a deep breath. Let's push harder. I want this project to be perfect. Yara nodded. Then we'll make it perfect. Hours later, when the office emptied, I stayed behind. Yara passed by and said, "You're working like someone who has something to prove." I do, I said. To who? To myself. She gave a rare small smile. Then you're on the right path. After she left, I stared at the glowing computer screen. My fingers hovered over the keyboard, but my thoughts drifted. Her voice echoed again. Too soft, not enough. I whispered, "One day you'll regret saying that." Not in spite, not in anger, but in certainty. I closed the laptop and whispered, "I choose to rise." And for the first time since the betrayal, I felt it. I was rising. Presenting the project to upper management felt like stepping into a new skin. When Mr. Liu said, "You're leading the pitch," I answered, "I'm ready." Inside, my heart pounded, but I kept walking. When we entered the room, Jean whispered, "Go show them who you are now." I stood in front of the table and said, "Thank you for giving me this chance." One manager asked, "Can your plan really cut delays by 30%? I nodded. Yes, and we can do even more. Yara added, "He pushed us hard, but the results speak loud." Tim raised a chart and said, "We ran 3 tests. All passed." I followed with, "This upgrade isn't just an improvement. It's the start of a better system." The room went quiet. Then one executive leaned forward and said, "Impressive. Very impressive." For the first time, I felt proud again. After the meeting, Mr. Liu patted my shoulder. "You carried us," he said. I shook my head. "We carried it together." Yara smirked. "You looked like you owned the room." Tim added, "I want to be like you one day." I laughed softly. "Then work harder than me." 2 weeks later, the company announced a restructuring. The office buzzed with nervous voices. Jean rushed to me saying, "Rumor is someone big is getting promoted." I shrugged. "Not me." He snorted, "Bro, you've changed. People notice." I tried to act calm, but my heart thumped like a drum. Meanwhile, whispers spread about Eric's department falling apart. Tim said, "His team can't even finish basic reports." Yara added, "Arrogance always collapses eventually." I didn't comment, but the truth tasted sharp. The man who stole my past was losing control of his present. My quiet rise was starting to overshadow his noise. Then Lena started texting again. "Please talk to me." I was confused. "I miss you." I stared at the messages with a cold heart. Finally, she called. I answered only to say, "Stop contacting me." She cried, "Please, I'm begging you." I replied, "You begged the wrong person too late," and hung up. A few days later, I saw her outside my building. She ran toward me saying, "Mahan, please. Just listen." I walked past her without slowing down. She grabbed my arm and cried, "I'm sorry." I pulled away and said, "You made your choice. Now live with it." Her sobs followed me inside. When I reached my office the next morning, Mr. Liu called me in. "Sit," he said. My stomach twisted. "Did something happen?" He nodded. "Yes. Leadership approved the restructuring, and I recommended you for a promotion." I blinked. "Me?" He smiled. "You earned it." My hands shook, but this time from pride. As I stepped into the conference room for the announcement, the whole office watched. Jean whispered, "You got this." The director said, "Effective today, Mahan will take on a leadership role." Applause filled the room. Then he added, "And due to performance issues, Eric will be reassigned to a lower position." Silence followed, then shock. Eric stood there frozen, while I stood taller than I ever had. Jean whispered, "Damn, the universe is wild." I didn't smile. I simply said, "Thank you for the trust," and walked forward. Inside, a fire burned. Not revenge, growth. I didn't need to destroy him. Life was doing that for me. When the meeting ended, I walked out feeling lighter. Yara said, "Congratulations, leader." Tim shouted, "You did it." I smiled for real this time and said, "No, we did it." As we headed back to work, I whispered to myself, "The shift in power has begun." I sat at the desk, breathing, letting settle. Jean leaned in and said, "So, how does it feel to rise?" I answered, "Like stepping out of a cage I didn't know I was trapped in." He nodded. "Then keep going," he said. And I knew I would. The moment I stepped into my new office, I whispered to myself, "I earned this." The door was still closing behind me when I heard a knock. "Come in," I said, already knowing who it was. Eric walked in slowly. His shoulders were tense, his expression tight. He didn't look at me. I waited. Silence is power. Finally, he muttered, I was told to report to you." "Good," I replied. "Have a seat." He sat, barely breathing. I folded my hands on the desk. "Let's keep things professional," I said. "We have work to do." He nodded, still avoiding my eyes. I asked, "Are you ready to follow the responsibilities listed under your new role?" His jaw twitched. "Yes." "Good. Then we'll get along fine." Inside, a small fire burned, quiet, controlled, satisfying. I stood and grabbed a stack of documents. "You'll help me prepare the new performance strategy. You'll take notes. You'll support my team during the transition." His voice cracked. "Take notes." "Yes," I said calmly. "Any problem?" "No." "Then let's start." I walked him through the plan. He wrote silently, stiff and cold. Every time his hand trembled, I felt a tiny piece of the old pain dissolve. When I stepped into the main office area, my team looked at me with expectation. Jean raised a brow. Sarah gave me a small smile. Yara and Tim nodded from their desks. Eric walked behind me like a shadow. I said, "Everyone, meeting room in 5. Inside the room, I began, "We have a busy week. I'll outline our direction." They listening closely, except Eric, who stared at his notepad like it was a punishment. "Eric," I said, "read back the last point." He swallowed. "You said we'll revise the workflow and tighten reporting." "Good," I replied. "Continue." He read the rest with a shaky tone. No one commented, but everyone felt the shift. Power had changed hands. After the meeting, Tim approached me. "Sir, your leadership today, it felt strong." I nodded. "Thanks. Just doing my job." Yara added quietly, "People follow you naturally." Her words grounded me more than she realized. Back in my office, I found my phone buzzing. Lena again. I hesitated before opening her messages. "Can we talk? Please. I made a mistake. Just 5 minutes. I'm begging you." I exhaled slowly. My hands didn't shake the way they used to. Another knock. Eric again. He said, "I finished typing your notes." "Leave them on the desk," I said. He placed them carefully, still not looking at me. I leaned back. "Anything else?" He shook his head. "You can go." He left quickly. The door clicked shut. I stared at my phone again. More messages from Lena now. "I miss you. I'm sorry. Please say something." I typed slowly, deliberately. "It's too late." I hit send. A strange relief settled over me. Not happiness, not victory. Just clarity. When I left the office that evening, Jean walked beside me. "You handled today well," he said. "Did I?" I asked. "Yeah," he replied. "And seeing him follow your lead? That must have felt something." I shrugged lightly. "It felt deserved." Jean grinned. "That's exactly it." I headed home with an unfamiliar sense of balance. No shaking hands, no collapsing thoughts. Just quiet strength. Later that night, Lena called again. I declined. She called a second time. Declined. Third time. Declined. I whispered to myself, "You don't control me anymore." My phone buzzed with one last message. "I'm outside. Please, just talk to me." I looked out the window. She was there, crying beside the building door, hugging her arms like the world was ending. I grabbed my jacket, walked downstairs, and pushed open the front door. She stepped forward instantly. Please just listen. No, I said. Her eyes widened. I can explain. I don't need your explanation. Please. I'm sorry. I stepped past her. Good night, Lena. Her voice cracked behind me. Don't walk away from me. But I did. The next morning, HR called me in. Congratulations, they said. Your promotion is official. I nodded steady. And, the director added, Eric has been formally demoted. For a moment, everything stopped. I whispered, so this is how the shift begins. And for the first time, the power felt real. I heard whispers before I even reached the floor. Eric missed another deadline, Tim said quietly as I passed by. I didn't respond. I didn't need to. His reputation was crumbling, and I was just watching. Sarah leaned over my desk. He's losing control. People are noticing. I nodded slowly. Let him. Jean appeared, frowning. You heard about Lena? I shook my head. No. What now? She broke up with Eric. Said he's not the man she thought he was. I didn't smile. Didn't feel anything. Good for her. Jean blinked. Wow. You're okay with this? I never wanted her back. That chapter ended. At lunch, Yara joined me. The team's adapting well under your lead. I noticed, I said. Tim's getting better at handling reports. She smiled faintly. You've brought stability. Even Eric looks off balance now. Let him learn, I said. Or fail trying. The phone buzzed. Lena. Again. I ignored it. Another message popped up. Please, just 5 minutes. I deleted it. One line. Not today. Later, security approached me. Sir, someone's here to see you. I walked out into the lobby. Lena stood there, clutching her bag, face red from crying. Mahan, please. I'm busy, I said calmly. Just talk for 2 minutes. No. I made a huge mistake. I don't need to hear it. She stepped closer, but a guard moved between us. You can't pass, he said. She glared at me, lips trembling. Please. I sighed. Go home, Lena. This isn't yours to fix. Later that afternoon, I sat with Yara. How's Eric handling the new assignments? I asked. He's struggling. Missed updates, mismanaged a report. People are talking, she said. I leaned back. Sloppy work catches up eventually. Tim barged in, grinning. Sir, the junior team handled their section perfectly. I finally got the numbers right without messing up. I nodded. Good. Keep it up. Feels good to contribute, he said. Feels like I belong. You do, I said. Your effort matters. Jean appeared again, smirking. Heard some news from mutual friends. What? I asked. Lena, she's been crying. Telling everyone she wants you back. I chuckled softly. That's amusing. Amusing. I moved forward, Jean. I don't crave apologies anymore. He nodded slowly. I guess you really are done. Later, Yara and I reviewed workflow charts. Your leadership is noticeable, she said. The team respects you. They follow results, not me, I said. But respect is mutual. She nodded. It's clear you've grown stronger. The office remained calm, productive. Eric walked past, glancing at my office but avoiding eye contact. I didn't care. He wasn't a threat. He never was. I whispered to myself, karma doesn't need me to act. It's doing its job. I checked my phone one last time. No new messages. No calls. Just silence. A comfortable kind of silence. I realized I hadn't thought about her apology in hours. I didn't need it. I didn't want it. Tim smiled at me. You think we'll handle the next project as well? Even better, I said. If we keep learning, we'll be unstoppable. He grinned. I like that. As I sat back, watching my team work efficiently, I whispered to no one in particular. I've moved forward, and nothing she does now can pull me back. I felt peace. Not victory, not triumph. Just calm strength. The mistakes of the past, hers, his, mine, were falling apart without my interference. I didn't need to act. I was already free. The first time Lena caught me in the lobby, I stopped. She looked different, thinner, pale, like the weight of her guilt was pressing her down. Mahan, she whispered, voice barely steady. I kept my hands in my pockets. Lena, I need to talk, she said, taking a small step closer. Please just listen. I'm listening, I said, calm but firm. She hesitated, eyes flicking away. I made a mistake. A huge mistake. Eric, he used me. I thought I wanted him, but you thought you wanted him? I echoed quietly. And you thought I didn't notice? Her lips trembled. I lost everything, my honorable everything I had with you. I shouldn't have. You shouldn't have what? I asked softly. Cheated? Lied. Chose him over me. She swallowed hard. I was stupid. I didn't realize. You didn't realize that the person you were breaking loved you more than you realized? I interrupted. Her eyes welled up. I never meant. I held up a hand. Don't explain. I'm not angry anymore. Not really. I just don't exist in that world with you anymore. Her hand reached toward my arm. Mahan, please, just one touch. One hug. I miss the old you. I stepped back, quietly, deliberately. The old me died the day you made your choice. That man doesn't exist anymore. She froze. Her eyes lowered, unable to meet mine. Her mouth opened, but no words came out. I know you wanted the version of me who loved you. I loved you. I trusted you. I believed in us. I paused. But he's gone, Lena. And he isn't coming back. Tears streamed down her cheeks. I want him back. The one who forgave everything. I shook my head slowly. That's not me. That man would have stayed and cried for you. This man, he learned. He moved on. She blinked rapidly, lips quivering. I can't. You can't meet my eyes because you know what you destroyed, I said quietly. And you can't face it. That's fine. Face it alone. That's your path. Her shoulders shook. She lowered her hands, gripping her bag tightly. I never thought. I know, I said, my voice calm. We all make choices. Yours just came with consequences you couldn't handle. She bit her lip, looking at the floor. I lost you. Everything. Exactly, I said softly. You lost everything. And that's not my problem anymore. It's yours to carry. Her eyes briefly flicked up, searching, hoping, begging, but she didn't look at me. She couldn't. I turned toward the door. Goodbye, Lena. Her voice cracked. Mahan. I didn't stop. I walked away, each step freeing me more. I didn't glance back. No anger burned in me. No hatred. Just relief. Relief that the weight of betrayal no longer controlled me. Relief that I no longer needed her approval or forgiveness. Relief that the man she thought she broke wasn't broken anymore. Outside, the air felt lighter. I breathed deeply and whispered, I'm done. And for the first time since that night, I felt whole again. The office buzzed with tension before I even heard the official announcement. Tim leaned over my desk, whispering, Sir, Eric's in trouble again. I nodded, my expression calm. What happened this time? He missed another deadline. Plus, there's a report about unprofessional behavior, Tim said quietly. I raised a brow. Unprofessional how? Sarah joined us. People are saying he's arrogant, sloppy, and, well, rumors about his affairs are getting out. Management is investigating. I didn't react. I just leaned back in my chair and said, let him handle it. Later that afternoon, Mr. Liu walked in. Mahan, the investigation is complete. They're removing him from the company. I nodded. Understood. He hesitated. I know it wasn't your doing, but your leadership highlighted his weaknesses. People saw the contrast. I smiled faintly. Good. Let life handle itself. Minutes later, Eric appeared in the lobby, carrying a cardboard box filled with personal belongings. His face was pale. He glanced toward me for the briefest second, then quickly looked away. I walked past him calmly. He stiffened, hands gripping the box tighter. Mahan, he muttered, but his voice faltered. I didn't stop. Didn't look at him. Just walked by, every step confirming the shift that had already taken place. Tim watched from behind his desk. Sir, he's leaving? Yes, I said quietly. Finally. Yara, standing nearby, said, It's strange, isn't it? How fast arrogance collapses when it's contrasted with discipline. I nodded. It doesn't take my revenge. It takes life doing its work. Eric trudged past the lobby doors, shoulders slumped, carrying the weight of every mistake, every lie, every betrayal. The man who once walked in, as if he owned everything, now vanished quietly into the city street. I leaned against my office doorway and whispered to myself, That's karma. Clean, unforced, inevitable. My phone buzzed. I glanced down. Lena again. Please. I was wrong. I can't stop thinking about you. Give me one more chance, please. I stared at the messages for a long moment. My chest didn't tighten. My hands didn't shake. I typed nothing. I deleted nothing. I simply turned the phone face down. Jean appeared in the doorway. You're not replying? No, I said calmly. Not everything deserves a response. Not every apology matters. He nodded. You've really moved on. I have, I replied. And that's enough. The office hummed around me. Yara handed me the latest report. All departments are aligned now, she said. Good work, I said. Keep it steady. Keep it strong. Tim joined me, grinning. Feels like we've finally set things right. Not just right, I said, looking over the team. Better than right. We've built something that lasts. The day continued, everyone focused, everyone working. No drama, no chaos, no old betrayals haunting us. Later, as I walked through the lobby to leave, I noticed the spot where Eric had been standing. Empty. No trace of arrogance, no trace of lies. Just silence. I whispered under my breath. I didn't have to break him. Life did it for me. Outside, the air was crisp. The sun was setting. I felt no anger. No bitterness. Only clarity, only peace. I glanced at my phone one last time before slipping it into my pocket. No messages needed answering. No past needed reliving. I exhaled slowly. The final fall complete. And for the first time in months, I walked home free, unburdened, and stronger than ever. The rooftop was quiet. Sunset painted the city gold and crimson. I rested my hands on the railing, breathing in the air, thinking about everything that had happened. Tim leaned beside me. It's beautiful up here, sir. Yeah, I said softly. Feels like everything finally makes sense. Yara joined, holding a folder. The team finished the final reports. Everything's aligned. I nodded. Good. That's the kind of stability we worked for. Jean popped up behind us, smirking. You're quiet today. Deep in thought. I chuckled lightly. More like reflecting. Can you believe how far we've come? Sarah appeared at the railing's corner. I never doubted you, ma honorable, but even I'm impressed. I shook my head. I doubted myself plenty. But losing everything, it pushed me. Made me realize I had to grow, or stay broken. Tim frowned. Even after everything with Lena and Eric? I smiled faintly. Especially because of them. I trusted, I got betrayed, I was crushed. But I chose not to stay there. That was the turning point. Jean nudged me. So you don't miss her? I looked out at the horizon. No, not really. I learned that holding on to someone who doesn't value you only breaks you more. I let go. That's real strength. Yara leaned closer. You've become confident. You earned respect, loyalty, and control. People follow you because you proved yourself. I laughed softly. Funny how life works. You think it's about force or revenge, but sometimes it's just about growing while others stumble. Tim grinned. So no revenge needed? Exactly, I said. Eric, Lena, life handled them. I didn't need to intervene. Karma doesn't always need help. Sometimes it just waits for the right moment. Sarah smiled faintly. And you found peace instead of anger. I nodded. Peace is my victory. All the nights I cried, all the days I doubted myself, all the betrayal, it built me. Made me stronger. Jean laughed quietly. Never thought I'd hear you say that. You sound unstoppable. I smirked. Unstoppable doesn't mean I hate. It means I control myself, my life, and my choices. Tim leaned on the railing, eyes on the sunset. Feels like the old chaos is gone. It is, I said. The broken version of me? Gone. Replaced by someone who refuses to be crushed by deceit or weakness. Someone who leads, earns respect, and lives with integrity. Yara added softly, We've got your back, ma honorable always. I turned to look at all of them, Jean, Yara, Tim, Sarah, and smiled. And I've got yours. That's the real strength. The real family we choose for ourselves. The city below glowed in the sunset. I closed my eyes for a moment. The betrayal, the heartbreak, the anger, it all felt distant now. Lessons carved deep, but scars fading. I whispered, more to myself than anyone else. Sometimes karma doesn't need help. Sometimes it just waits for the right moment. I opened my eyes and looked at the horizon again. And now it's my time. My chapter. Jean nudged me. Ready to walk down? I nodded. Yeah, let's go. The next chapter is waiting. I stepped back from the railing, feeling the calm strength in my chest. Every step was deliberate, every breath steady. No looking back, no regrets. Together, we walked down from the rooftop. The sun set behind us, painting the sky with hope and endings. I smiled to myself, quietly confident. Stronger, calmer, free. And for the first time in a long time, I knew I was truly in control of my life.